Run It Back Radio.
What up? Run It Back Radio. We back at it again. Second time around. It's Joey Keys in the building again.
OZ100, you know what I'm saying? We out here. We're about to give y'all some more news.
Oh, yeah, you know, we got to stay on top of the NBA. Always on top of the NBA. But unfortunately, we do have some bad news. 11-time NBA champion Bill Russell has passed away. And, you know, that's a hit. That's a hit for anybody, any basketball fan, regardless of, you know, time and when he played. You know, I know we take him out of the top 10 because of those reasons, but
we do. But lots of people don't.
Not a lot of people.
Lots of people consider him to be the GOAT.
Right.
He is the most winningest guy of all time in basketball. He's got 11 chips.
Right. Arguably one of the best defender. Like, there's, you know what? He's got what, like 4-time rebounding champion. He's got a couple MVPs.
But he was playing in a time with less teams and stuff. But that's despite the point. He won 11 times during Wilt's time.
Right.
During Wilt's time, when this guy's
games.
dropping 100 points. That's insane.
And Bill Russell's career, he averaged only like 16 points per game.
I mean, he made Wilt not become the greatest player of all time by winning all them chips and making him not win any of those chips.
Right. Exactly, because Kareem would then at that point, winning all of them, he would have definitely by far, you know, been the best player.
That's crazy. We was just sitting here just like an hour ago. My phone buzzed. It just said Bill Russell dies. We was just talking about him playing 2K.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's definitely crazy how that works. Literally like 5 minutes, maybe not even, maybe 10 minutes, like 2 quarters of a game, talking about him, thinking he was on your team. Like, so, yeah, it's definitely yes. So he had what? Oh, shit. He was an NBA All-Star MVP. He had 5-time MVP, regular MVPs, 8-time NBA second teams, 4-time rebounding champion, 12-time NBA All-Star. That's
a lot.
Pretty good resume. That's a really good resume. That's
11 chips.
11 chips.
11 chips. That's like a whole family bag. That's the family size bag of chips.
So he got Brady and like Jordan chips together almost.
Well, no, that's 13.
Oh, because Brady got like
Brady got
7 now. That's
Brady
right.
got 7.
Shit. Okay.
That man's definitely the
right.
GOAT in football. I don't know how you can argue it. Like, he answered all the questions.
There's nobody better.
I mean, some people say Peyton Manning was more talented, but I mean,
I don't
didn't
care
look like
about
it in the
talent right
postseason.
now. About that, I don't care. Tom Brady's the GOAT. But
He went to Michigan. Let's go.
Midwest, stand up. All right, what else?
So I mean, I know that Celtics, the Celtics supposedly offered Jaylen Brown and a pick in was it Derek Brown? No, is that his name? Rotational player. I think it's something like that. Not Derek Brown. Derek White.
Derek White. Yeah.
Derek White,
White.
for KD. And I know that the Nets definitely turned that down, and they said they wanted Smart and 2 picks. But then I was also hearing this might all be fake coming from the Nets side to try to drive up or to try to get some more interest in Durant.
Oh man,
I was hearing about that. I don't know what's really going on because I don't have any, inside people in the league.
If you have other teams making it seem like they're wanting to trade, it might give them other teams more of a thing like, all right, let's see what we can throw to give him 2, and then he might just get shipped basically anywhere.
I think he's going to stay there. Personally,
I think
it's his highest chance of winning because I don't see him being able to make it to the good teams without the good teams losing so many pieces. I mean, just based off his salary cap. Like, his salary cap is like $47 million or something like that. Like, there's not many people that you can flip him with and make that work. And then on top of that, then it's got to be multiple guys. And they have to be good guys because they're getting paid a lot of money.
Exactly. And then are they going to be having the chemistry to even get through, to even get to the championship after
they haven't
just
even
getting rid of
together.
everybody?
The Nets
Exactly.
haven't
That's what I'm
even
saying.
played together.
But because they've already played a little bit and been in the locker room and stuff like that, they
And
already
if the
got more
Celtics
chemistry.
made that offer, what are they doing? Like, they just
That
upgraded.
was-
They just upgraded. They got Brogdon.
Celtics would be some hoes for
They
that.
got Brogdon in the offseason.
Celtics would be some hoes to let go of Jaylen Brown.
I thought he was better than Tatum. Like, I personally think he's more valuable than Tatum. Tatum
showed in the
is
finals.
more talented, but Brown is a dog. That boy's a dog. He was going crazy out there. He's getting buckets. Whole playoffs. He was way more impressive than Tatum. Tatum had bigger games a couple times. But like when I was watching those games, it wasn't the same.
consistent.
Like when Jalen was getting buckets, like I was watching Jalen fuck the whole other team up. It wasn't quiet buckets. They were like they were serious buckets.
Yes, serious buckets and make you paying attention. Like there's times like you can watch players. They next thing you know they got like 20 points. They did it so quick, or just with shots or something real quick off the like fast break.
In all likelihood, you know what I'm saying, he's not going to win this. But I bet on him to win an MVP this year because I thought he might get traded. And if so, I thought he might go crazy. And it gave me crazy odds. You know what I'm saying? Crazy odds if he does it. Because for real, I think Luka's going to win the MVP. I bet
After what he just did and everything he showed, he definitely deserved to be in the talk for the MVP, if not the MVP.
I mean, he's a monster.
Because what he did to take him into the playoffs over what Jokic did, regardless, without Jamal Murray, they still had more players, I feel like.
I don't understand the Jokic thing. Like, I didn't understand. I understand he had the numbers, but, like, when you watch the games, like, you can see. You can see the LeBrons. Like, when I watch the Lakers, like, LeBron flashes off the screen the whole game. Kobe flashed off the screen. Like, you can see it. You can see who these guys are.
Right. Yeah, seeing that.
Jokic, don't flash like that all the time. Every once in a while he does. But for the most part, he's the number 2 guy. He's the greatest number 2 of all time.
He definitely, I don't think he should be the number 1.
Because he's not a natural scorer, I don't feel like.
Right. He's having to do more. He's obviously a person that you could have at the 3. Or you have him at the 4, but, he...
At the 3?
Or at the 4. I'm
tripping.
At the 4.
Well, we got
tripping.
We got a 280-pound guy
dab.
at the 3.
It's the dab. You deserve it at the 4. My bad. But because
well, I mean, in this league, he can easily be a center because everybody's small.
Course.
Okay, when you're looking at if you start looking at rosters and you look at who's listed at center, there's a
not
whole
like
lot of people that are
big man
6'9". There's a whole bunch of 6'9" dudes there.
Right.
But then on the flip side, you got Ben Simmons at point guards, staying 6'10", 6'11". It's crazy right now. They don't care right now. It's positional, and it's not about height as much.
Yeah, they got out here. Everybody Magic out here trying to be Magic.
LeBron, everybody trying to be LeBron.
Right, that too.
LeBron was switching. I mean, he was his most dominant when he was a power forward.
Right.
When he was playing power forward on the Heat half the time, when he was bulked up playing the big dude, man, he was easily the most dominant. Might not have been the smartest, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, I wish he'd had,
I wish he'd have stayed there. I could have been a LeBron fan.
That would have been dope.
I was fine with him moving the first time.
Still stayed in Miami. I felt like that would have been,
won a couple more chips. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You didn't have to run it every year.
But he wanted to go back to Cleveland to get Cleveland a ring.
But I mean, we know who the real dynasty
he was gonna do.
Though.
You said what?
We know who the real dynasty of our generation is.
And that's the Golden State Warriors.
Golden State Warriors are crazy.
That and the Spurs.
The Spurs were, but now they're not.
I mean, it's been it's the next 10 years.
Because like the Kobe era, I guess is really my era, and that is the Tim Duncan era as well. You know what I'm saying? It's the same era, but the new era now was the LeBron era, and in LeBron's era, he did not have the dynasties. He tried to make dynasties that failed. I wouldn't say they failed, but they weren't dynasties.
Right, because they didn't
They got 2 chips.
Yep.
You need 3.
Yep.
You need 3. The Spurs got 5.
Yeah, and all those other teams got at least
Kobe
3.
got 5.
Kobe got 5, right. Got the 3 with Shaq and then 2 afterwards.
Now LeBron got 4, but he's got 2 on one team, 1 on another team, 1 on another team. Some people find that more impressive. I find that less impressive.
Right.
Like, the only way it was going to be more impressive to me is if Kawhi did it, like, literally almost like within a 5-year period. That's crazy. And, like, not going to great teams. He went to, the Raptors, who are a good team, but, like,
right.
Historically had been getting bounced out in the first round by LeBron.
By LeBron
for forever. But LeBron had left.
Right.
LeBron left. You know what I'm saying? It actually didn't have to beat that hurdle. He went over to the West and got messed up over there.
Oh, yeah. Now he didn't make the playoffs. What? That's twice now?
Twice. 2 out of 3 years.
2? Twice? Yeah, and I know there was a lot of injuries and stuff when he first got there, with Lonzo and everybody. He traded them off right away.
I got a good question for you, actually. All right, so out of the playoff teams, who's not making it back to the playoffs this year? Who in the East? Who in the West?
Who is in the bottom of the East this year?
The East is crazy. It's pretty shook up.
The East is a toss-up, I feel like.
I don't feel like actually it's going to change that much, though, because, you got, let me see, like obviously the Bucks is going to be in there, top seed. The Heat's going to be in there, top seed.
Right. Yeah.
The Raptors will probably be in there.
They'll
probably be in there, maybe like the 6th seed, something like that. I don't know. They could have a step up. Did Cleveland make it? Cleveland was in the playoffs, right? They was like a last seed or whatever, I'm pretty sure. I see them being a better seed this year.
I'll pull up the conference thing right now.
You got a lot of young guys, a lot of talent.
Yeah, because the Bucks are going to be there. You already know the Bucks are going to be up there. The 76ers are going to be up there too.
76ers going to be there. Harden took that pay cut and everything.
So that's
very unlike him, honestly. I actually like it. It's cool. He took that pay cut. He said,
this is what, like $13 million?
Yeah, he said, get some other guys, give me what's left. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's some Tom Brady shit.
Let's try to get this ring.
I still don't think he's going to win a chip because I think Golden State's running it back. I think Golden State
can run it back for sure.
Man,
I think they can run it back.
The fact that they got all these young guys that didn't even play in the playoffs.
Right.
And they're all supposed to be good. Like what? Moody went out in the summer league this year or whatever, put up 35, and it's just like, yeah, you good. You don't need to be here no more.
Yeah, and then if they even talk about that trade of Draymond leaving, like if they trade Draymond, like if they let's say they took him to the Hawks, like that one trade is what for like Clint Capella, John Collins, and
yeah, but you lost Wiseman. I didn't like that trade.
Wiseman.
I personally think the Hawks would be making way out because like John Collins is dope, but he's not Draymond. He's not providing that kind of value. Draymond's providing crazy value. The difference is you get somebody for longer with John Collins because Draymond's only probably going to be good, maybe 3 more years?
Right, and then
he's old.
And John
he wants
Collins
a max
is somebody
contract too, which is why I think they're wanting to flip him maybe. He wants a max contract, and like you can't do that as an organization, bro. I can't give you a max contract extension.
No. Especially with everybody else he's given, they got to give contracts out to because
Poole, Wiggins.
Wiseman,
Curry's coming back
still on his rookie stuff, right? Or is Wiseman still on rookie?
Wiseman's not expensive yet. He's still on rookie shit. You can get the qualifying offer, yada yada
yada. Yeah, so
he's got a couple, like 2 years maybe before they gotta pay him for real.
Right, and then you still got Looney,
they just signed.
Yeah, didn't they sign him for like 11 mil or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know the exact thing, but I know they just signed him like maybe 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah,
locked that part in. He's an important piece.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit.
But Draymond's really important.
Oh well, Draymond. Even if you don't see it like point stats and stuff, he's always at the right place in the right place at the right time. Off ball, whether he's got the ball in his hand or not, he's gonna be in the right place at the right time. Most players don't have a high enough IQ to be where the player is gonna be at before they're.
He shut down Jokic.
Right. Exactly.
Because this is how I was looking at the trade. All right, John Collins, Draymond. Who you taking? Who's better?
John Collins or Draymond?
Yeah, who's a more valuable asset?
Right now, I mean, you're gonna want Draymond defensively, and
like he's
Draymond
providing more value.
Yes, of course.
All right, Wiseman, Capella. Who's got more value?
Well,
I'm thinking Wiseman
at this point because he's going to develop.
He was supposed to be.
You already know he's going to develop.
He was a second pick, wasn't he?
Something like that.
Second, third pick. You know what I'm saying? He's a top 5 pick. I know that for sure. Like, that's a serious value, and we haven't even seen him play yet.
And then Clint Capella is about to be on a, decline his career.
Already is. Mm-hmm. When he was, there with and, I mean, like, it went to show how valuable Harden was to him because, like, his value really dropped off after Harden.
Right. So
and
then
they weren't playing together anymore because Harden got him so many buckets.
Right.
So many of those quick toss floater buckets where he's doing the floater and then he turns it into a pass.
And then at that point, you're going to be betting on either John Collins, keep getting John Collins, or keeping James Wiseman. And I'm going to take Wiseman over Collins for sure.
Wiseman's big. Wiseman's 7 foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's what Golden State needs. I don't think they need anything. I don't think they had to make any moves to run it back.
I think.
I think Wiseman comes back and ends up actually being able to give you rotational minutes. You now have your big man that you were missing for when you're have to rotate in. You got real center. You got Looney coming off the bench as your secondary center.
Yep.
Draymond does not have to play any
And he
center.
had
Draymond should
multiple
never be
games.
playing center.
No, hell no. And Looney had multiple games where he would drop like 15 to 20 points, like 8 rebounds. He was doing what he's supposed to do as a center. You know what I'm saying? So you always have to keep Draymond at the 4. He's not gonna be. I don't want a 6'9" guy at the 5. I don't.
No.
Me personally, I don't want a 6'9" guy.
He's not
at
a
the
6'9" guy. He's a 6'7" guy, bro.
Or yeah,
He's
is it
small.
6'7"?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
I
small.
thought he was like 6'8", 6'9", but
I
so
understand
6'7",
he can
that's
lock
even
up
smaller.
some centers, but like I'm convinced, and I'm a Golden State fan all the way, that if the Bucks had beaten the Celtics and the Bucks had went to the finals, the Bucks would have a chip right now. Nobody's stopping a guy like Giannis on the Warriors, bro.
Oh, of course.
Who's stopping him? Who are you putting
Nobody.
up? Nobody. Draymond can't stop him. He's too big. He's too big. He's too strong, and there's nobody else. Looney's getting shit on.
Right, because Celtics and Bucks went to what, 6?
Yeah.
It was 6, or was it 7?
Like I
Six,
think it just
right?
went to 6.
6, and that was 6 without Middleton.
The thing was like
6 without their second best player.
when they lost and the Celtics moved on, I felt really good about the Warriors getting that chip. I was like, that's such a better matchup.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
matchup wise, they're not having to mess with this size. The size that they're gonna have to deal with. Brooke Lopez, you got Giannis. Like they have a lot of big guys. The whole team's tall. Middleton's big. And
that
instead, they got
would've
to play the Celtics. You got Marcus Smart, small guy. Jaylen Brown, I guess he's a little oversized for his shooting guard, but I mean, he's like a regular sized shooting guard. Tatum, he's big for a small forward. But then they
Right.
got
He
small
plays bigger
guys
than what he
playing the
is.
power spots. You know what I'm saying? Horford's 6'10". Williams is like 6'10". So they don't have a lot of size,
Right. Yeah, so no.
which is great for Golden State because they don't got no size.
Yeah, see, because other than the Warriors, I would love to see the Mavericks. I want to see what they do with Christian Wood. That's
I took them
gonna
to win
be
it all.
exciting. That's who you picked for.
I
your
picked them to win it
Reds?
all. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, I would love to see them. Win
I
it all.
think
That
it'll
shit
probably
would
be the
crazy.
Warriors, but like I'm gambling, so like I picked the Mavericks. It's a much better payout, and
Right.
it's my sleeper team. It's the team I think that
Yeah.
didn't really make any moves that could do it because I think
That's
that,
like
that he can have a Dirk year. I think that he can have a Dirk year, like the 2011 year, just like when the Pistons put it together, where despite the lack of talent,
right.
they can will it to a victory.
Everybody did what they were supposed to do at all ends of the floor. You know?
Yeah, I mean the Pistons, the
Like-
Spurs are a great example. Which actually leads us into a good topic about the dudes that have got knocked out of the top 75. So the first one I'm thinking of is Tony Parker. He's not in the top 70, the NBA's top 75 list.
Right.
This guy's got Finals MVP. This guy's got what? 5 chips? Does he have all 5? Or was he only a part of a couple of them?
I don't know if he was a part of the first.
I don't know if he was a part of the first one. I think
with
maybe just
Duncan
the
Robinson.
first one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's 4 probably.
So yeah, I mean he's got 4 chips. He's got many as LeBron.
Right. And a Finals MVP with Tim Duncan on the side.
With the guy
with Tim
with that
Duncan
dude on the team.
Right. Like with the best power forward of all time on your team.
Is Iguodala on it?
On that,
The top 75.
I don't know.
Look that up real quick.
Shit, we about to see.
Because I feel like he is.
Probably. I don't see why not.
I'm guessing he's not because it didn't pop right up.
No, it says. I don't know. Yeah, it's not.
It's a debatable list.
Right.
There's a lot of guys. Irving's not on
It's
it?
like they're not saying he was on it. It's trying to show up like, oh, who's talking about? He's talking about people who didn't make it.
Like Paul Pierce got to be on that bitch, right?
Yeah, I'd assume so.
I know KG on it. KG was a freaking monster. Giannis on it for sure. Can't argue with that. Giannis might be top 25 all time in my head.
Already, of course.
That's what I'm saying right now.
I feel it.
Talent wise, because like me, like
can-
for me,
can-
I measure you by your peak. So like, and I care less about longevity. You have to have a certain level of longevity, but like that's why I don't have LeBron as the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Because like longevity wise, he's gonna have the greatest career of all time. But I don't hold that in as much esteem because like I care about skill more than I care about you being gifted, I guess, physically.
I feel it.
That's why I like
shows,
Kobe so much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
obviously he
right.
was extremely physically gifted, but his level of skill is insane.
Yeah, because I mean he's gonna do everything on all ends of the floor. Like I said earlier, he's gonna know what you're doing before you even do it. Like 2-3 moves even ahead. You know, like his IQ is so high on both ends of the floor. He's already prepared for anything you basically already have, whoever you put against him.
Shouts out to Kobe. Rest in peace. I got you on my
Right.
wall over here.
Of course.
Let's go.
I got a Kobe grinder at the crib.
We
You know
all
what I'm
Kobe now.
saying?
We
I
all
got a
Kobe
Kobe
now.
jersey at the crib.
I'm waiting for them to make a new Kobe Funko Pop.
I know I need to
Because
get a
I can't
Kobe
buy the
pop.
original one. It's like $350.
That's just a lot of money.
It is worth it, but I can't do it.
It's a lot of money. But shit, I want one. I'll tell you what.
I want the
Definitely need
Dirk
a
one
Kobe
too.
Bryant pop.
I want the Dirk one
Like,
too.
I got a Michael Jordan one, and I've been trying to get rid of it because I want a different one. Because the PPG went down.
The Michael Jordan one?
Yeah, it's down to 25
Is it the same
now.
one I have? The one that
I have the
you
All
gave me?
Star. No, I got the All Star one.
I like the one that I got because
Yeah,
he's
the
like
one where
jumping.
he's got that one's fire. Yeah, that one's fire.
I needed him in the Bulls.
I got that.
I have the Magic Johnson All-Star one,
Yeah,
but
I
like
have that.
the All-Star ones are not near as cool. I like their real jersey for their main team.
Right, exactly.
Like Kawhi, I want a Spurs one. I don't even know if they have that, but I want a Spurs Kawhi. That was the best Kawhi. That was
For sure.
that was when he was like, it was like, oh, Kawhi's about to just lock up the whole Heat team.
You think that was the best Kawhi? Is that Spurs Kawhi and not
Because the Raptors,
Kawhi?
no, Raptors Kawhi was you got lucky that the Golden State Warriors got hurt. Because like if KD and Clay had been playing, like what you're missing two of them, bro. Like
Yeah.
if just KD had been playing,
And they still
It's a
went to
wrap.
what, like 5-6 games?
he went 6 games. I'm pretty
6
positive.
games?
Went 6 games.
6 games without, because Kevin Durant
Well,
went
'cause
out
they-
of that first game.
No, what?
Didn't
All
they?
right, so
Didn't he? He
I
didn't
believe
play?
what happened. I can't remember exactly, but I believe Golden State came out, won the first game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, second game they lost. Third game they lost, and then they were like, "KD's got to come. KD's coming back." You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Because they're like, "He's got to come back."
Right.
And then KD went out. First
Yeah.
quarter of the
Yep.
game when he came
And
back
then
towards
Clay
the
went
Achilles.
out.
And then Clay went out at the end of that game. I
Yep.
think they both went out
It
the
was either
same
end of that
game.
game or the next game. Yeah.
And then Curry had to try to will him to the next couple games, and Curry couldn't do it.
Right.
They were playing 3-on-1 on Curry,
Right. And then
triple
he-
teams,
Yeah, and then
and he had
They
no
ain't
one to
got
pass
nobody
it
else
to.
to-
He passed it to people. And all these dudes can't shoot. They all nobodies
Yep.
because that's when they had no cap space.
Yep. That shit's.
So I definitely think because the Spurs Kawhi was shutting down LeBron and Wade, like
When they had DeMarcus Cousins, and DeMarcus Cousins didn't do shit in that whole series. I don't think, like, didn't do shit. Like, come on now, like if it was, but I mean,
he was coming off an
know.
injury too. The whole team was
right?
hurt.
Yeah,
the whole team was
exactly.
hurt.
That's
Iggy,
true too.
Iggy
Nobody
was
was
hurt.
healthy. The whole squad was out.
Whole squad was hurt except for Curry.
You know, you got role players out there.
But right now, I think it's the greatest Curry.
Finals MVP Curry.
I think this last year's it wasn't the most impressive Curry.
He should have had MVP on some real shit.
I know that first one.
He should have had the he.
Because
He
they're
should have
like,
had the MVP.
they're like,
bro.
Iggy locked up LeBron. LeBron averaged like 27 points.
He's already should have had some shit.
LeBron averaged like 27 in that series. What do you mean he locked up LeBron? LeBron almost averaged 30 in that series.
Right? Yeah, Iguodala. What? Because you slowed him down. What you thought he was gonna score? Over like.
Well, because he's capable of going for 50. We've seen it. He went for 50 in that first game against Golden State when they lost.
Right.
With J.R. Smith's crazy fumble at the end.
Man,
He went running around with
remember.
it. We got the ball. We won. Oh, no. Passed it out. You could tell he just completely forgot what was going on.
Because well, they were tied and went into overtime, wasn't it? Because he got the
Yeah,
rebound
they went
after
in-
he missed the.
they
Because
could've
George
ended
Hill missed the free. Everybody was mad at J.R. Smith after he grabbed the rebound, and then they went into overtime. But George Hill missed the free throw
I know,
win
but if
that
he had
game
hit
in
the free
finals.
throw, then
They had a
Golden
chance
State
to
could have went
score.
down and
Yeah, they had a
Had a
chance to
chance.
score, but if in that situation,
but they had a chance to score.
right. That's what I'm saying. But in that time, in that situation, if he would have hit that free throw, I would have rather been up one and gave them a chance to score than to have
You know what the
us
difference
going
is,
to
though?
overtime. Overtime.
You know what the difference is, though? You don't hit 100% of your shots. Nobody does.
No.
That's okay that you miss a shot. But you can make a better decision than what he did. Like, his was
Right.
entirely being stupid instead
Yeah.
of just missing a shot. It's not a miss.
a basic fundamental
It
in
was like-
basketball.
it was just-
the clock.
Yeah, well, not even just the clock. He forgot what they were doing. And like, he was like, ooh, keep the ball away from him, run the clock out. And then he realized the game's not. He thought they were up one.
Up one. Yeah.
He was thinking of the game like, oh, he hit the shot. We're up one. He just already assumed he was going to make it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, keep the ball away from him, run the clock down. And then he realized, he didn't make that shot. It's a tie game.
Yep. And then
He didn't even shoot it. He passed it to someone else.
Yeah, I was literally sitting at the bar with my homeboy watching that game, and I had my drink, and I seen that shit happen. And I was just like, "What are you?" I was like, "LeBron, what are you doing, man?" You know, like I was over there like LeBron. You know, I was like, "Wow." And then after that happened, because my homeboy was rooting for the Warriors. You know, he called them winning the ship, and he was all like, he was sitting there joking with each other because he was all like, you know. That ain't no fucked up, because that killed all the momentum of the finals. Like, that one game destroyed, like, the mentality of the Cavs. Right
It was
after
over,
that.
though.
It was,
Listen.
Yeah, I mean,
Going
yeah.
into that, I was locked up at the time. Going into that, I made a bunch of money on this. I made a bet, just a straight up bet. I said, it's Golden State gentlemen's sweep. That's my bet. That's exactly what happened. I was like, I already know. I'm like, it's not competitive. This is not a competitive series going into it.
No,
I'm like, cause like he don't got
had what?
got Irving anymore at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it is LeBron against 4 Hall of Famers. Like, LeBron's not supposed to win this one. This is not even one where I'm mad at him for losing it. You know what I'm saying? This isn't one I'd
Because
count against him.
He had what? Kyle Korver.
He had Kyle Korver, J.R. Smith, and Kevin Love. That was his squad.
Mm-hmm. And Kevin Love.
This is not
was
prime
always in and
Kevin
out.
Love. This is
Yeah.
This is end Kevin Love. This is worse Kevin Love.
Injury Kevin Love all
Yeah.
the time. Always injured. Like, yeah. I just wish they would have won against the Dallas, but I'm glad Dallas won that. That was one of the greatest runs, I feel like, in NBA history from a team that you didn't, from a sleeper team. Probably like one of the coldest performances from a sleeper team ever, you know.
So
But-
back to the top 75 slump.
Oh yeah, we definitely went on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay. That's okay because it started
happens.
out on topic.
Right.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Do you think he should be on there? What's your opinion?
Definitely.
You think so?
100%. Because if you're putting AD in the top 75,
I don't like AD in there,
He don't.
but I don't know that I think Dwight Howard should be in there either.
Shit.
I'm not sure either of them are deserving.
No. Don't he got? Don't.
So
he
I
got
mean,
an
because
MVP?
AD's got a bubble, the bubble one on the bubble year.
Isn't that the same ring that Dwight got?
Well, yeah, I don't even count Dwight's because he was like the 7th, 8th, 9th best guy on the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm trying to discount it, but I'm saying like this isn't your chip. This is LeBron and AD's chip, and you get to be a part of it, but you're not that man for it. You're not that guy for it. That's like Jason Williams' chip, you know, with the Heat. Like, bro, that's Wade's chip,
Tucker.
bro.
Right.
They could have had somebody else at point guard, and they'd have probably still won that chip.
And
I'm
like
a Jason
basic
Williams fan.
good
Just
role,
like keep it real.
Role
Like it
player,
was
point
Jason
guard.
Williams not at his peak at all. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
was old Jason Williams.
Like they could have did it with Ray Ralston.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right,
interchangeable
right.
just because you're not in your peak anymore. You're not in your best years. You're not supposed to be that guy anymore. You're playing a role. It's a role player chip instead of a star chip.
Right. It's like your
So
Robert Horry. You know.
So I don't know how I feel about either of them being in the top 75.
I mean, well, this is my thing with Dwight. So obviously, you know, NBA. We already said that he's a champion, 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA team, 5-time defensive team, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and just a 3-time block leader.
You think he deserves it over Ben Wallace? Ben Wallace ain't in it either.
Oh no! Oh,
I
over
think Ben-
Ben. If Ben, yeah, no.
I think Ben Wallace should be sitting
Then
over
yeah,
AD.
no, definitely. if you had to pick between all those, to take AD spot. To take AD spot in the top 75, we definitely taking Ben Wallace over Dwight Howard any day. And
Chauncey.
I mean, I like Chauncey, but I would take Dwight Howard over Chauncey top 75.
That's fair.
I would take
They're
Dwight Howard
comparable.
over
They're comparable in my head.
Very
I think
close.
Ben's above
It's
them
close.
though.
I like, but like right now, if I were to pick between the two players who I want prime right now, I'd probably take Chauncey. But then again, because the game has changed right now.
It's a different game, yeah.
It's a different game. So
yeah, so I want.
I would take Chauncey.
I want
right
the
now.
guard because he's a guard.
Exactly, and that would have evolved his.
But
game.
I'll tell you what, Ben. You know what? I'd probably take Ben because in this league, that man is going to be a monster playing at that size at center. Because
Right.
he was a monster playing when he's playing his actual big guys. Now he's playing up against guys his size.
Imagine he was out there,
Man, he could
blocking
give-
Shaq and shit.
That's
in
what
the
I'm
finals
saying.
and
So
shit.
like this, he's
Like,
gonna be throwing these guys around.
man, because none
So,
of these guys had that.
I'd probably take
man.
Ben over Chauncey because I think Chauncey's game
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
translate
yeah.
as well to the new game as well. I believe he's lacking a lot of skills. I'm sure if he had came
Chauncey would be a way more of
sure
a
if he-
shooter at this.
I just see him as more of a role player. I mean, and being the leader. You know what I'm saying? That kind of point guard, like more of a
Right, right, right.
traditional point guard instead of like your John Morant's. You know what I'm saying? Who can do
Yeah.
spectacular things.
Yeah,
He can't do
lead, like-
spectacular. He can do.
Yeah, he's not going
he
to
can-
lead the league in points in the paint or
Yeah,
anything
he's
like
just
that.
never was
or-
that guy. You know what I'm saying?
or
But he's the guy.
attempts.
He's a glue guy, which is more important. John Morant's also a glue guy, from what I
And
understand.
that's the thing. Chauncey's going to give you great defense great perimeter defense, and they're going to need to utilize that a lot more
Is
too
he
as well.
in this new league?
Huh? In perimeter defense, Chauncey was always had.
I'm saying in
good
the new
perimeter
league.
Defense. I feel like he would still be able
It's
to
so
have.
hard in the new league. I always have a hard time comparing because I'm like, man, even 10 years ago.
Well, I feel like because Chauncey was able to get
think he'd
around
probably be
picks,
good.
and he was very high.
Is he
IQ.
athletic enough?
Is he? I think he was athletic enough.
I don't.
It might not be as in
It was so
athletic
long
as in
ago.
like being able to dunk and jump around people and
Well,
stuff.
I know,
I'm
I
meaning as
was
in
meaning his lateral
his quickness, like how Curry can get around. Like I feel like
Oh, he can't get around like
he can't get around like Curry, of course.
Curry's
but I'm saying the way he can get off picks and stuff like that, he can get around.
I know he's
feel
getting
like,
buckets.
So
I know he's getting buckets if he's in today's game. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about that. I'm wondering defensively if he's a monster like he was back in the day, or if he's just
Yeah.
like solid.
Maybe not
I feel
monster,
like the
but-
game just keeps getting more athletic, so that's why I always
Yeah.
question it. It seems like insane to me that every year it's just more athleticism. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause I mean,
Zion and
people
Ja
are
was the
getting-
peak of like, look at these two new dudes. They're different kinds of ridiculously athletic.
right, and then ways to even just like
see what Zion
build
looks
your
like now?
body up, through weightlifting and everything, and everything is.
Did you
so
see what
different
Zion
now.
looks like now?
No, I didn't.
He lost a bunch of weight, dude.
I heard they're trying to put him on contracting to where like he's got to be at a weight or he'll get fined or something.
He needs that because he needs. We understand that he's healthy and everything at a higher weight, but like your body just can't handle that kind of
Yeah,
weight.
exactly.
When you move that way, so
Right.
he really does need to get down.
He will if
I
he
know-
doesn't. If
'Cause
he
people
doesn't,
be like, it's not like he's
gonna,
losing fat. He's got to like lose muscle, bro. But
Yeah.
it's going to be such an advantage because like when you're doing something like jumping in explosive motion, your weight translates into like 7 pounds of weight. And like that means like it's like 7 times as hard to move that weight. So when you lose weight, your like athletic abilities should be multiplying at a huge rate that you're
Right,
getting
right.
back. Like man, if he lost a bunch of weight, I'm a bit scared of what his jump's gonna look like when he comes back.
Right.
He's gonna be jumping way higher than he was before. I don't care if he's not as strong.
Right. Even he lose like another 20 pounds. Another,
His vertical's gonna be 60
he's
inches.
gonna be
It's gonna be
fucking-
crazy or something. I don't know. Because his vertical's already ridiculous at that weight.
Right.
That's what was
'Cause
crazy about
he
it.
lose the weight. He lose the weight off his body. He's gonna be able to push off with his jump more weight off the ground. So he's gonna elevate higher.
Like me personally, when I was in the best shape of my life as far as like weightlifting and strength, physical strength, all that, I had my lowest vertical due to body mass. My body mass was higher. I cannot. Right now, I'm probably closest to. I can get my highest vertical since I was like 18. Like right now, and just because I'm not as heavy,
Yeah,
I'm not in the best
I've
shape.
touched the rim like once in my life.
I used to grab it. I used to grab it when
Not
I was
me.
like,
Not
you know,
me.
like when I was like 18. I weighed like nothing then.
Right.
Weight is like a little lack of weight is more important than my actual strength of my legs.
They lied saying people of Mexican descent be jumping and shit. We 40% came over by plane and shit. So I ain't jumping like that. I ain't. Nope. I wish if I could. That's the thing. If I was tall, that's what I don't understand. If I was tall and strong, I'd be in the weight room. I'd be out there doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because if I was that big, I would be utilizing my size. Like most players don't know how to do. I feel like in a consistent rate. You know, like
It's hard because it's hard to do, especially in basketball, because like you have to do it legally.
right. And that is the I mean the way
Because a
rules
lot of
are,
guys,
lot
like
stuff.
when I was locked up and I played ball, there's a lot of guys that don't know how to properly use their weight, and then there's a lot of guys that illegally use their weight, and they don't realize they're doing it.
Right. Right.
I remember I was playing one dude. He's probably quicker than me, but I knew he could only dribble with his right hand. I picked up on it real quick when we were playing.
Mm.
And I kept cutting him off, and he'd like smash into me. And he kept trying to say it was a foul. I'm like, bro, it's not foul. Like, they just don't understand the game. I'm
Right,
like, it's not
right.
foul. I don't have to move out of your way.
Right.
You just weren't expecting me to stand there and smash into me, and I'm bigger than you.
Right. Right. Like
Because I was a little bit bigger than him.
you're not supposed to
Probably
let them
20
get to the
pounds on him.
basket. Like that's just the basic. People just like you said. People playing basketball don't know actually know
Yeah,
nothing
most people
about
don't
basketball.
actually know. Like, most people don't understand traveling.
Mhm. They don't know nothing.
You know,
about
and it
basketball.
depends on which game you're playing. Because, like, in high school and college, a travel is not the same as it is in the NBA.
Right. Right.
Because the NBA is the gather rule.
Right. And you're over here like
Me, I prefer the gather rule. I like it. It's cool. It adds a lot to the game.
right.
It's fun.
And plus they're so damn big already.
And it's
like,
very simple
they-
to understand, actually. It's hard to count sometimes because shit happens so fast.
Right.
But in reality, it's very easy to count.
Mhm.
As soon as you gather the ball, you get 2 steps. Like, people don't understand that I can take as many steps as I want in between dribbles. I can take 7 steps. I just have to maintain the dribble, and I have to not gain control of the ball. Because once I gain control of the ball, then I have 2 steps.
Right. Right. Mhm. And then you take the 2 steps after the gather. You're already, you're covering that ground that you want.
So once you have possession, that's when your steps start. So if I lift up, as soon as my other hand touches the ball, I have 2 steps from that point. Like, I see Giannis get away with like 7 steps.
Yeah, he'd be looking like he'd be taking like
Because what he does, he'll run up, he'll do a push dribble where he throws it way out in front of
out
him,
in front, yeah.
and then he chases it down, and he's taking 5 steps to catch up to it. Then he grabs it, he still hasn't dribbled, gains possession, and gets 2 more steps.
Yeah.
And this man just took 9 steps from the half court and got a dunk, and it's completely legal.
Yep. Yep.
He's a beast.
It's not a shot when you throw it down court like that. And he's so big. His stride is so big. It looks like a regular.
Yeah, I've seen that
You
man
know
make
what
it
I'm
from
saying?
the 3-point line to a dunk in 2 steps. It's
Like,
insane.
yeah,
Like,
his
bro, what?
stride is gigantic.
Like, what's the 3-point at? 27?
Yeah, something like 27, something like that.
I think it's 27, and then when you get to the corners, it's 24.
Yeah, 24. Yeah.
That sounds
Something
right.
like
So
that.
this man's taking
Something like
2
that, for
strides
sure.
and making it like 25 feet in a hop. Hopping on the
Like,
last step and getting a
And
dunk.
if you're not there, he's at the basket. That's how, like, if you have to stop him before he could even get that to that spot. Like, you have to, like, you can't even let him get the ball at half court, basically. You got to keep him from getting the ball in a stride.
He's a
like,
beast.
He is a monster.
I mean, he could win a chip this year, too.
Oh, yeah, of course. All he needs is a healthy people behind,
Did they make
beside
any
him.
moves?
Huh?
Did they make any moves?
But
Like,
somebody went over. Was it KCP or did he go to the Nuggets? No, he went to the Nuggets, I think. I swear they picked somebody up.
they lost DiVincenzo, right? Because he went to the Warriors, didn't he? That's what I heard. I heard the Warriors got DiVincenzo.
Oh shit! So they got him from the Bucks, and he know all the Bucks stuff. Shit.
He's a dope player, though. He was like on Villanova or whatever and won with them. He was like the 6th man on Villanova, though. That shit was crazy.
Yes, yeah.
He got drafted like 13th pick. I'm like, this man was the 6th best player on his team, supposedly.
Yeah, I know. I know they kept Bobby Portis in the end, right? They were talking about getting rid of him, but he ended up signing back. So I know they kept Bobby Portis. Let's see here. Did they Pat Connington? Did they keep him? I don't know.
I don't know if he might have
think
went
he was the
somewhere.
one
I
who
seem to
left.
think he signed somewhere else.
Right. Yeah, so they're probably losing.
Giannis is gonna have to come with that three. He come out wet in threes. It's a wrap.
See, that's man. If he come out here just dribbling up instead of going to the basket and taking his stride thing, if he just stop and pop,
I was about to say, I come up sprinting, doing that one where you throw it in front, and then I go for the gather and just stop right at the 3-point line. Everybody's like sprinting back because you gotta be ready for this guy. You probably have the whole court standing out there.
and he's so big, he's already basically gonna have a wide open shot.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a center or
you're
a
gonna
power
have to have a
forward
big
guarding
guy.
him to even have a hand in his face.
And then if you get a little guy out there and he might foul him and he get to shooting that bitch and he foul him and he wet that bitch. Oh,
And he
man.
hits his free throws.
He got better. He got so much better at free throws.
Yeah, like he hits them
Like, they
consistently
was trying to
enough where you
play
don't want him taking them.
They tried to play him like he wasn't gonna get him down, but shit. He came out this year shooting way more threes. Like I remember watching him come down and just try and hit some threes off the dribble. Like
You think
tried.
Ben's gonna play?
I hope, because if he better play. How long he need to sit out?
I don't
know his back's
understand it.
Fucked up. I don't
I don't care. I don't care about nothing because all I know is like I could be fucked up.
he need
Coming
to
off
play.
I could be coming off like a drug binge. I don't know, some terrible thing, and if someone's like, "Listen, we about to pay you some money, this $450,000 to go play the well, that's not how much you gets paid a game. I don't know, $75,000 to go play this basketball game."
And he's
I'm there.
not gonna do it. Right,
I'm
right.
there. I don't know what's going on in my life. It doesn't matter. I'm there.
You know how many players don't get to play or get the option to play?
Yeah, like there's nothing that would keep me from going to get
Like
that money.
how many players are so happy to just get a little 10-day contract?
Isn't he
or
trying to
something?
get that money like in a lawsuit too?
I have no idea.
He's trying to get the money from the time he sat out that they didn't pay him.
Because they were
Like, bro, they're not paying you, bro. You need to play.
right. Just
We don't care about your mental problems, bro. I could be straight out the loony bin. I'm coming to play. Coming to play.
shit. So the Bucks, they got Wesley Matthews, Bobby Porter still, Serge Ibaka still, or they signed Javon Carter. That's
I don't know Carter. I'm not hip.
Joe Ingles. That's who it was.
Ooh.
Whatever. Joe Ingles.
That's a nice
gonna
guy.
be,
That's a nice piece.
Yes, Joe Ingles. That's
Good role playing guy.
Yep.
Like, he
yep.
fit in
And
well.
then at that point, also, Joe will be coming off the bench, and Joe was starting. Wasn't he starting in Utah for some years? He was starting
Yeah,
at the
for a while.
3 for a minute. So you have him coming off the bench, and then that'll be good because if Middleton does go out again or something, you'll have Joe Ingles to be able to help. But if they're healthy, I think they'll still make it out the East for sure. For sure.
I mean, yeah, just having Giannis
sure.
get you that. That's an option every year when you got just Giannis.
Right. Like,
It's just like Luka. Like,
and then you're
Luka's
adding-
got an opportunity to every year just based off Luka.
Right.
Luka's that talented.
right. And
LeBron,
like,
same thing. Except for, I don't know. It didn't look like it was last year. Looked like LeBron by himself ain't enough anymore.
right. Yeah. No. They need.
I
people
know
who are
he
gonna
can
make
score
good
still,
decisions and
but
score.
there's more to it than just scoring and stats. I don't know how to measure it. You know what I'm saying, me personally, but I understand that there's more to it than that.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel if they get rid of Westbrook, they should have just got DeMar DeRozan when all that shit was going down. And
Their
that would've
problem is they
stopped
want
the
to get
whole
rid of
thing.
Westbrook, but they're not willing to give up 2 picks.
Give up
But they
picks.
want something back. too.
Right, and
And
nobody's
it's
gonna
like,
take
bro,
him.
They're like, if you just
Nobody's gonna
just
take
flip us
that.
with Irving. Irving wants to come here. Bro, come
Give
on.
a pick.
You're gonna need to give up more than that. Irving's a way more tangible player to win with than what Russell Westbrook.
Right.
People want Irving,
And-
except
and
for he's
then-
kind of a nutcase.
and then-
And then you got to deal with if he ends up going into Russell going to Brooklyn. That's you already know Brooklyn don't want to bet on that of them Russell and Durant with already them beefed out before and all that type of shit. They don't want to put that right on. They already know it's not going to work. So why would we do that? You know. So then the Lakers just got to get it together. They just got to. AD.
I think
gotta
it's
quit
kind of
being
over for them. I think their window's closed. Personally,
I feel like AD did not do what he's supposed to do. He after the bubble, I felt like he's like, all right, I got my championship. Nah, whatever.
So my thing is, I don't think they have enough talent there, and I think they do, but like, I don't think their talent can stay healthy. I think LeBron's having health issues now. I mean, he's quite old for a basketball player. He's still doing very well for being that old.
Right.
And I think he
dropping
will
30
have
points per
a lot
game.
of times where he's going to
Like-
miss time every season now. To
Right.
keep himself from really getting hurt. But he can be ready for the playoffs. So, I mean, but the rest of his team, I don't know. Westbrook didn't fit there. I knew it was a bad fit as
I
soon as
knew
he
that.
went there. As soon as they
That
saw
was stupid
when
to
people were
begin
like,
with.
"Oh, Westbrook's going there," I'm like, "That's a terrible fit." They both want to hold the ball the whole game. They actually play extremely similar, except for LeBron's a lot bigger. LeBron's a lot more efficient. That's
Right.
really the only difference. Their style plays very similar.
Very
It's-
remote.
It's I'm going to hold the ball. I'm going to do a lot. I'm going to create a double team in some way. I'm going to
Yeah.
and I'm going
And
to
I'm
try
gonna
to
look
dish
for
it out to that guy.
somebody who's out there wide open or something for the three off the catch and shoot.
Westbrook relies on his athleticism, though, blow pass. I'm going to
Yeah,
get to them. They're going to double. Let me dish it real quick. LeBron, not as much. You know what I'm saying? LeBron, he's got a lot more complete game.
Right, and he can shoot that bitch. You know, he'll.
Well, I mean, Westbrook's got the mid range.
Right.
That's his shot. He makes
Right.
it a pretty solid clip. But he's just and he always has been a
Decision
terrible
maker.
decision maker in clutch situations.
That's where it goes to show where he was always a shooting guard because he never was a point guard coming up. He was a shooting guard, and then they molded him into a point guard when really he belonged at the two. He just never developed a shot more after that. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way about Harden.
He's what, a two?
He's a two that can pass extremely well.
Right. Yeah, because I always saw him as a two, and then they started.
I'm always going to look at you as the two if you're not.
I always thought he was
if
a
you're
two.
not a pass first guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if you end
Yep.
up shooting more, like you can be a pass first guy like LeBron. That's when they're like, he's like a passing guy. I guess, but like,
Right.
because he's
Right.
he's really an IQ guy, and normally the best move is actually him to get a bucket.
Right, like because you could have put.
But
Jamal
when
Crawford.
it is a good move for him to pass it, he has the high IQ play and he makes it.
right,
That's why he still scored a bunch because he's still the best option 90% of the time on the floor on his team, whatever team he's on. Maybe not on the Heat,
right, like you could have put
'cause
Jamal Crawford as
him and
at the
Wade were
one.
pretty similar in skill level at that time.
Right,
You would say they were debatable at that time. That was before LeBron got goated.
right, yeah, and then now, well, shit, you seeing how everything's going now? It's to the point where LeBron's not making the playoffs, so it's about to change drastically. Like the Warriors just got this ring. Warriors.
I thought it was a great playoffs without him too.
Oh yeah, of course, because everybody wanted to know, like, oh shit, how is this playoffs gonna roll out?
Well, I know
with
people
LeBron
used
out?
to say it was going to be boring, and it was like a very
And
exciting.
that's
playoffs.
not true. It was so exciting because once I felt like the league, once LeBron was out of the playoffs, I felt like everybody had like weight lifted off their shoulders. Like, oh, we don't have to play LeBron, even if LeBron's team is not doing shit.
My
because they
favorite
have to
thing
play
was the
LeBron.
coverage. The coverage
They're
is not
intimidated.
all about LeBron, because that's what happens in the playoffs. It's not LeBron's fault, but all anybody wants to talk about is the team that LeBron's playing against.
Right.
And I felt like I got to watch all of it this time. It was all covered. Everything was important. It wasn't just about LeBron's team. It wasn't just like, I'm not worried about the East. LeBron's coming out it.
Right. Right.
So it was more exciting. But I guess you could say the same thing about the Warriors when they were doing their thing, but I was all about that because I'm a Warriors fan. So
Right. Yeah, and the league was super
I'm a Curry
exciting
fan, dude.
this-
Curry's
this-
a beast.
Yeah. Curry's shit. Top 10. Did I put him
Top
in there?
10, top 5 for me.
Yeah, I know it's still crazy. I feel it though. I can't. I feel it because
Most skilled player
you
of
could
all
put-
time.
You could argue if you want him over Bird, because I mean, it's Curry.
He should be
like,
over Bird.
So it's.
Don't he got more chips than Bird?
Bird got 3 or 4.
He got 3. Curry got 4.
3. Curry got 4.
Curry got 4. Got a Finals MVP. Got 2 MVPs. Unanimous MVP. Only player all time. Ever.
Only player ever.
To this day, still the only player to get a unanimous MVP.
Right.
People act like his peak wasn't insane. That year, he shot like 54% from fucking half court. I swear to God, it's the craziest stat I've ever seen. It's like buzzer beater half court shots. It was literally like 54. I don't know if that's what he finished with, but I remember like 2/3 of the way through the season, they were showing that stat up there. I'm like, what?
Like how?
What? This guy's hitting half of his half court shots when the buzzer goes
I
off?
remember when he hit that shot from almost half court for game against OKC. I was watching that game live, and I'm just like. And I thought he was going to step in and shoot it one more time, and he stopped at like 33 feet out and just fucking cushed that bitch for game. And I'm just like,
He's
dog,
easily the
what
greatest
the
shooter
fuck?
of all time.
Like,
Now, here's a question,
monster.
though. Who do you think the most clutch player in the league right now is?
Clutch player?
Yep.
Clutch.
Guy you want taking
Regardless-
your buzzer beater shot.
The guy you want taking the buzzer beater, I'm taking Luka.
That's who I want to.
I would take Luka because
I've
he's only been in the league a couple years, bro.
This is what I know about him. I don't get to watch a ton of Mavericks games. But
all
I've
the
seen-
highlights are like game winners.
No, I'm not even getting there. But I've seen, while watching Maverick games, 4 games where Luka hit a crazy 3-point buzzer beater game winner. I've seen 4.
Right.
I haven't seen very many games. All I know is that the majority of the games I've watched, this motherfucker dropped a buzzer beater, and it was crazy. Like, dude almost falling forward, hitting a 3.
Yeah, like
Swish.
and
I've
so
never seen anything like it.
he's definitely gonna be at the top because Jordan's number 1 with I think it was 12 game winners, and then Joe Johnson was in the top 4, whatever. LeBron was in there. I don't remember the couple other players that were in there, but he's definitely gonna be. He might even have the most game winners at the end of his career and pass Jordan.
Depends on how long he plays with us.
Yeah, that's a possibility. 12 game winners, and he was doing multiple in one season and shit, and he's only been there he can. I feel like he can get that spot.
He's super.
If he don't get the number 1 spot,
Dame's really clutch too, though. Dame's had
dude,
a lot of clutch, big
Dame's
clutch
up there
moments.
too. He's right behind. I feel like in the top because he's got a lot of game winners, especially playoff game winners. Shit, you know that's something when you can say you got multiple playoff game winners.
I suppose you should talk about LeBron, but I don't know if he does now.
Right. No, he was in the top. I know that.
I'm saying right now.
Oh.
I'm saying if I don't know if I'm taking him right now as the clutch guy.
Oh, as the
Because
guy
I
you
don't
want
think
taking
I
the
personally
shot.
don't believe he's in his peak anymore.
I mean, in the league right now, that's not who I would choose.
That's what I'm
first
saying.
as the best.
I don't know if
would
he's
take
even
Luka
top
for
5.
sure. Not even top 5 of who you want taking the shot. Who would you pick over LeBron in the top 5? Not taking a shot or taking a shot in the league for the game winner right now.
I'm taking Luka.
That's one. Of course, offer up Luka.
I'm taking Dame.
Luka, Dame, Curry.
I don't know if I'm taking Curry. He actually doesn't have a ton of game winners.
Right.
So I'm still thinking about him. But I was thinking about taking Clay. I don't know why. I just have a lot of trust in Clay for some
you said
reason. But it's current Clay, and Clay didn't show me enough in that playoff series.
Right. So Luka, Dame.
I really got to think about it. I'm trying to think of all these guys.
That's what I'm saying. I think
I
LeBron
might take
should be in the
Ja,
top 5.
man. I might take Ja at number 3, man. Remember that dunk?
Yeah. But I feel like I'd want LeBron taking the shot.
I'm taking
over.
Kawhi. If Kawhi's playing healthy, I'm taking Kawhi.
You're taking
over.
him to have the game-winning shot over LeBron.
Yeah, for sure. I'm taking Kawhi. Kawhi's been clutch a lot in his career. I believe he plays really cool.
I can see it because he plays his shots.
Because LeBron has
smart, but-
quite a few game winners, but LeBron just has so many games. You know what I'm saying? Like he's had so many opportunities because he's had so many game
Where
misses.
Yeah.
You know
how
what I'm
many,
saying?
How many times?
I'm
did
like,
he-
man, this man-
How many times did he lose a game by missing free throws?
Like
You know what I'm
like a
saying?
lot. That's what I'm saying. Like he's got a
That's-
lot of times when he didn't because like he's played way more games than most people have. Like he played way more games than Michael Jordan has. Like
Right.
it took him more games to beat Michael Jordan's all-time scoring.
Right.
Like because not only did he play all these games healthy, but on top of that he played all these postseasons to the end
Right.
healthy and then lose. Boom, come back next year,
Yeah.
play another 29 extra games, almost
It's
half
like-
a season extra
yeah,
year.
It's like, you know, when Jordan was getting bounced out of the first round and stuff, second round, couple rounds, whatever, when he wasn't getting them rings, you know, LeBron was
Stacking up games.
in the finals.
Yeah,
Every
stacking up
year,
games, stacking up
playing
games.
more games.
And some people still talk about how great that is, but the East was weak. I don't care what anybody says. The East
Yeah,
was
I mean-
garbage. Like,
But at the same time, I do feel like is it better to not? I mean, if he had the 6 rings, would it be better to not make it to the finals than to make it if he had the 6 rings? So if he had 6 rings to match Jordan's 6 rings, but is it better to all the years that Jordan played and didn't get rings to not make it to the finals? Is it better to get bounced out
For me,
rather
it's the
than to make
same.
it to the finals?
for me, it's the same.
Because you still lost.
For me, it's the same. Like, what kills LeBron, because if he had 6, I'm assuming his winning percentage is better. Like, that's what's killing LeBron. Is like, bro, you've been there and lost more times than you've won.
Right.
I need you to have just to be in the positives. If you're
Right.
5-4, you're good. It's just like 5-0 then to me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's the same to me. But like what discredits is just like, all right, but like everybody was
About
trash.
5-0, but-
Everybody was trash. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the East, like during that raid through where you would sweep the whole East, then get whooped out the West.
Yeah, 'cause he was
in the
playing-
West, everybody fought all
He
the
was-
way
he
through.
was
I'm
always-
like nobody was sweeping people in the West. They're over here fighting, and then when
Yeah.
they get to you, they stomp on you, and you stomp down the whole East. Like the East was
Right.
weak.
Because, you know, he was always playing teams like the Hawks with a bunch of all-stars that one year where it had, that was Kyle
that was the best
Korver,
team.
Paul Millsap.
Yeah, role players.
And
Five role
I'm a
players.
Hawks fan, you know, and so it was like when, you know, they did that, I was all like, oh, yeah, it's dope. But I was like, they about to get molly-whopped when they played LeBron. I was all like, they might not even get 2 games. And then they won, I think, 1 game or they got swept. They might have got swept by LeBron in that series.
The West about to be
Like-
crazy this year too.
Yeah. Oh.
Memphis going to be better. Golden State's going to be better.
Dallas is going to be
Dallas, well, I don't know if Dallas is going to be better.
I think
I
Dallas is
personally
gonna be
believe so.
better.
Like I said, they're my sleeper
I think
pick.
Dallas is going to
But
be better.
I can't like say based off of like personnel because they just lost someone good.
Yeah, they lost one,
just
but they
lost
got
Brunson.
Christian Wood.
They got Christian Wood, which is a cool pickup. So I'm leaving it. They should be right where they were before.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
you. Right around
So,
the same area.
but yeah, they're gonna be
Yeah,
good.
I feel it.
The Jazz fall out. They're gonna be
Yeah,
trash.
yep.
They're gonna be trash.
They're done. They got rid of
But,
Gobert.
Who else we got over there?
And Joe Ingles they got rid of.
Nuggets are gonna be good.
Yep, Jamal Murray
Everyone's
come
gonna
back.
be back. You know what I'm saying? Michael Porter could be better.
Right, yep.
knows?
And then there'll be an issue in the West.
Who else we got out in the West? I know
The
we-
Suns probably will be
Rockets.
a top.
Rockets could be dangerous.
Yeah, you never know.
Timberwolves are gonna be
might
dangerous.
step up now with because they got
They
Gobert
got a
over
lot.
there.
They got a lot of power now.
Who did they all get other than Gobert?
I
know. I swear they got somebody else.
They did. I'm trying to think of who it is.
I swear they got somebody else.
They got a lot of pieces though. They got a lot of pieces. That's like 7 teams just right there. We're not even- and I think the Rockets could be dangerous.
The Rockets. They
Like
might.
they're not
They
gonna go
might.
and win anything, but like they could make the playoffs type shit.
Right.
You know, like Ja,
I mean-
like Memphis was their first year when
Yeah.
Ja came in.
Just-
like, yeah,
just
we
make
made
it,
it,
maybe make
and then
the
you get
play-in or
whooped. You know,
something.
you get whooped by the best team. You know, but the next year you're gonna come back and your team's gonna have some playoff experience, that type of thing.
Right.
I think they could win enough games in the regular season to be like an issue for people.
The Timberwolves.
No,
Oh no, you said the
Rockets.
The Rockets. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah. No. Yeah.
That
could do
guy
it.
they
could
drafted,
possibly-
Jabari, that guy's a beast, dude. I was watching his film. That guy could shoot. That guy could shoot for real, and he's big. He's like 6'10" or something like that. And defensively, they said he's really good. I don't know how to watch defense and like really read it on who's a great defender besides people who's just like swatting people. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, that guy's
Rather
getting
than
it.
paying attention, like how they move off pick and rolls and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
I'm not.
you
I'm
know?
just not hip enough.
Looking for the excitement at that point.
I only really know offense.
Yeah, right. More in tune. I love defense too, but
Me too. I like to watch it. I'm
As
just
it's-
not as hip to
right,
the nuance of it.
right. Yes, shit. Let me. Who else? So that was what? How many teams you said? You said
I think I was at 7.
Mavs. Oh yeah. You said Mavs.
The Lakers, the Clippers. Didn't say either of them.
Oh yeah,
Lakers,
Yeah,
Clippers,
the Clippers.
both viable.
The West is gonna be a toss-up for sure.
Oh, it's gonna be a.
It's gonna be a
bloodbath.
crazy-
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Bron, y'all need to get it together. Y'all need to make the
Pelicans.
playoffs again.
The Pelicans.
The Pelicans too. Like LeBron, they need to get it
OKC.
together.
OKC,
Yep, OKC gonna be it.
bro. The entire thing.
The
And
West
the East,
is a
the East
toss-up,
is
bro.
weak as hell.
So that's gonna be a big thing for the Warriors too. To be able to come back and win another ship. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be.
But
a crazy
man, they got
year.
them young guys, man.
Mm-hmm. And then it's still not. It's not really much of a toss up for the East because you got the Bucks, and if the Bucks are healthy
Celtics,
and
Heat.
the Celtics are Heat, yeah. But I feel like if the Bucks are healthy,
I'm saying those are
and all those
are
teams,
the top 3 teams. The
Yeah, of
76ers, the Nets, possibly, depending on
Yeah.
what happens with the Nets.
So I feel like the Bucks.
Because the Nets are dangerous if they're just left intact.
I feel like
The Bulls,
I feel like this next. Yeah, see, my Bulls are my sleeper team. The Bulls are my sleeper team.
Hawks, I'm not worried about.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
They got nope.
I have very little. I really like Trey
They should have
Young.
never traded Luka.
I really like Trey Young, but unfortunately, without you having another guy who is a two-way superstar, such as Kawhi Leonard, not hurt, I don't see that team working due to his defensive deficiencies. Because he's so small. Like he's not like Curry. Like Curry, like they used to talk about, like, oh, Curry can't play no defense.
but-
Curry's a solid defender, dude. Yeah, I understand.
He fights around picks better than a lot
This
of
is where that thought
guards.
that thought process came from. Is we all watch him getting beat up on in the finals against LeBron. We're like, they are picking on him. They're running pick and rolls
Right,
until the switch gets put. Curry on LeBron, and of
Trying
course
to body-
he's gonna
trying
look
to
like,
body the
of course he's gonna look like he can't play no defense when LeBron's on him. Like,
Right.
bro, LeBron's 6'8",
He's
got
not
60
gonna,
pounds on him.
He's not gonna be guarding him at a high rate from the.
But at the
perimeter
point
as
guard
he's got
spot, he's
as
6'3".
ball. Right.
He's big, bro. He's built. He's not that small.
And he led the league in steals.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a solid
like-
defender. Now Trey Young's, I don't know, a hair over 6 foot.
Yeah. See.
Trey Young can't play defense. Trey Young is literally a defensive
You
liability,
can
but
see it
offensively he's
when
so
he plays, you can
spectacular
see it.
that you want him on the court.
Right.
So you
right.
need a guy in the wing spot, and you need a great center.
You need somebody who's gonna grab the boards.
You need
somebody who's gonna grab
mul-
the boards.
Well, I'm saying you need multiple guys that can play recovery defense
Yeah.
to save you because you're
Right.
going to need it with him. Your team defense is going to have to be spectacular, and you're going to need
Yeah,
a
'cause
really
Trae
good
Young
wing and
plays so
a really
fast.
good big man that are going to be able to recover and save you. I mean, you need a Gobert, and you need another wing.
Right. And that's the problem I think with Clint Capella is with John Collins, he's good over there and stuff because they can play at a faster rate. Clint Capella is not the greatest center you want to play at a fast efficiency, rate going down the court fast break.
He's
all the
old
time.
now. I mean, he's
that's what I'm
old.
saying. You don't want
He's
that.
not super
So-
athletic. You know what I'm saying? He's fallen off a little bit. He's a classic center. You need a classic center, but you need the mobile ones like
the
Gobert.
ones who can move around.
They're
Right,
they're
like
never
Gobert.
big. They're never
Yeah.
big. They're tall.
Yep.
Mo Bamba, like that. That's the build.
Mm-hmm.
That's the build. That's what they need.
Long
and they,
as hell
and they
and
need
durable.
A big,
Long
big
and
wing.
durable.
And they need a big wing. You need a LeBron type. You know, Kawhi. You need a 6'8" guy that can play good defense and help you.
Get baskets. Like
That's what Curry needed too, and he wasn't even on. And he's not even small.
right.
Except for they didn't have the center, but they had the Draymond.
Yeah. See.
Draymond's just like a freak.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing.
Draymond's just like a freak. We don't even understand how people like him and like people like Charles Barkley are able to play defense on these big guys. It
Right.
doesn't even make sense.
Because
It's
you
like,
know,
how are you doing
They
that?
don't look like their body types are the type to be able to.
Well, I
do
mean, you
what
look
they
at
do.
him and you're like, yeah, you should be able to like maybe never get him in position, but like when they want to turn around and shoot on you,
And you're
he's 4.5 inches taller than you. Like I've played defense on someone that's taller than me. We both jump. Guess who's higher?
right.
It ain't me. I'm not up there able to stop the shot.
Like exactly. Like just it's not how it used to be. So like now, even now, I feel like Charles Barkley would in this league. Do you think he'd be just like Draymond?
I think he'd be a force, definitely. I don't know if he'd play like Draymond because he didn't really play like Draymond.
Right.
He'd probably do what he did then, except for he'd probably be better because the league's smaller.
Right. Yeah.
It's right back to that league smaller, man. You get more advantage, but at the same time, I never know how you want to translate defense because they were allowed to play defense differently then.
Yeah.
And like
It's
when they're like,
totally different
whenever I see
defense.
people like Dennis Rodman and they said something, he's like, yeah, I'd been locking KD up or something like that. It's like, no, you wouldn't have. You've been fouled out. You'd have fouled out in the second quarter.
Right. Yeah.
Bro, because you
can't
you
put
don't know how to
all
play
that
defense
body
like
and
you
all that
have
stuff
to out
like
here
you
now.
could now.
It's changed
Or
like
you
3
could,
times
yeah.
since I started watching basketball, and I didn't even watch you play.
Right.
I didn't even watch you play. So you're like, it's the eras have changed 3 times on the rules. Like, bro, you can't.
Like we saw hand
defense.
checks and then didn't see hand checks. We saw, we
You
we
can't
saw
even be touching the
multiple
jersey
things
and
get
stuff when they
changed.
running around now.
Yeah, no grabbing of the jerseys, no like.
And,
You can't even step over.
Because whenever I see
on them
someone
too
be like,
hard without
whenever I see someone be
getting-
like, they'd be like, oh, I'd be locking KD up, like with these old guys. I'm like, nobody's locking KD up. Nobody
be-
1-on-1 is
you'd be-
stopping KD.
you'd be getting
Nobody
fouled
1-on-1
more
is stopping
fouls
Michael
than you
Jordan.
would.
You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Just like
No,
nobody
exactly,
1-on-1 is
like-
stopping LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're a superstar of that level, 1-on-1, you're not getting beat.
Right,
on
like
a majority
back
of
then,
time.
you could foul the shit out of somebody, before they even called a foul.
Now
like-
you're kicked out the game for that.
yeah, exactly.
Fine $50 grand.
right, like
That was part of your guys' game plan.
flagrants. And then in that moment, in those times, or as that's happening, it's usually like big ass possessions. So then you're like,
LeBron
You know.
accidentally kicked dog in the nuts. I personally think it was actually an accident, and he got kicked out of the finals.
right. Or was it, you mean Draymond? Or
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. They're all like, oh yeah, well, we got to sit down. Yeah, the league is not tolerating that, but Miles Bridges might get a contract. And they
Come to Detroit.
That.
Come to Detroit.
Come help us get a ring.
We
I'd
need
be
someone
cool
with some toughness. Anyways, I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Shit.
y'all, this
Run It
is
Back.
Run It Back Radio.
Run It Back Radio.
You know, like, follow, subscribe, donate, help
Joey
us stay coming to you with episodes. We'll be back soon.
Salute. We out of here.
Run It Back Radio.